Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So as you guys know, I've been gone for a long while, and that's because I'm busy again with work. And to make things better, so I'm gonna be busy for the remainder of the year. So I'm gonna try this new thing starting maybe next week, where I'm going to film like every day something, and then I'll post it by the next week, if that makes sense, so you guys know what I did that week. I don't know, seems better, easier for me maybe, but I just work, so that's all we're gonna see. Anyways, so if you are not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed to my channel right now. I'll give you 2 seconds. 1, 2. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Be sure to already give this video a like, comment something throughout the video if you want. Yeah, so let's get started. So I want to start this by saying this video is about jury duty. So if you don't know what jury duty is, I guess it's by law. Once you turn 18 and you are a citizen, you have to do jury duty. And jury duty is basically where, I don't know how to say it without telling you what I know it is now. But basically you go find out if you are summoned to do a case or not. Case can be criminal or civil. And yeah, so my story is when I got it, it was exactly 1 week before my birthday that I received it. And then it was 1 month away from when I had to call. So I got it a week before my birthday, exactly a week. And I was just like, how do I have jury duty? Like, thanks, what a great birthday present, you know? So I got jury duty, and it said on my card that it's either depends on 2 things. Either your card is going to say you are summoned to go, or you have to call on a certain date that it has on there. So mine was I had to call on the certain date that it said. So call that day, which was October 23rd, and then it told me, like, it said the case numbers, and it said if your case yada yada yada, please call again this day, or if your case this, you are summoned to go Monday, whatever. So mine was I had to call a different day. So I'm like, okay, I gotta call a different day. So I called Monday because it was Friday when I called, and they told me to call again Tuesday. So I was like, okay, am I ever gonna go? And then I called again on Wednesday, and they said you are summoned to go on Thursday. I was like, what am I gonna do? Because of course I have to open on Thursday, and it's just me and my other coworker. And I was just like, I have to open. Like, what the heck do I do? And then I didn't have the number to my boss, and I was just like, this is getting good by the second, you know? So what happened, oh my god, sorry. So what happened was I had to call my work and ask for her number, and then I called the number and she didn't answer. So then she was there, thank God. And then I called and I was talking to her, and then she just told me, okay, well, I'll see you Friday. I'm like, what do you mean you'll see me Friday? What if I have to stay? Anyways, long story short, went the next Thursday morning, and I packed my water that I forgot inside my boyfriend's car when he dropped me off. So I'm waiting outside in like a 6 feet apart just 6 feet apart from everyone in a line before we get in. And then that's when they open, and then we go through the security check. And when you go through security check, you put your bag in like an x-ray thing, like literally like Star Tours, when you see like the little robot checking the bags, like I guess they can see everything.
Computer, whose bag is this? TK421. TK421?
They don't even like check inside, like that thing x-rays it. So it did that, and then I went through metal detecting. That's when I was looking for the signs and all that, and I just followed the signs to get to where I needed. It just said I had to go to the 3rd floor, so I'm like, okay, I'm not taking the elevator because I'm very terrified of elevators. So I was just like, okay, an escalator, let's go. So then I realized I got a 2nd floor. I'm like, oh my god, I don't think there's a 3rd escalator. But luckily they did, and I went to the 3rd floor, and I went to the jury room assembly room. And when I went in there, I had to get another line that was 6 feet apart because, you know, Corona. And when I got in that line, It was pretty fast, but all they did was like check you in, but they scan your card and then you sit down in like the seats they have a bunch of seats and they're 6 feet apart. Sorry, my dog was biting my pants, I don't know why. And you have to be 6 feet apart, and then that's when you just sit down. And it took like 30 minutes to check everyone in, like once I was seated. And then that's when they made an announcement. They kind of just did like orientation of what like jury duty is. And then that's when they took a break again. And then they did like a survey thing for certain people in case they couldn't do the cases. And I was called, so then I had to do that. I had to say like, no, I couldn't go, or yes, I could go to cases if I am needed, yada, yada, yada. And then I sat down again. And I'm sorry I keep saying and. It's just because I want to be like totally transparent with you on like what happened. So after that, they had like, I guess they were judges or something, and they spoke about like exactly what they do, but not exactly, because they always have different cases. So they just basically tell you like, you sit there and you try to help figure a problem out for the case, you know. And that was that. And then we went on break for an hour. I was just like, an hour break? So we went for a break for an hour and I didn't know what to do. So I went to go get a snack because I was starving. But what ended up happening was I just ate one M&M peanut, and then I sat back down, and then when they had Ghostbusters playing, I was just watching that, and then they stopped. And then finally they started putting people in groups and sending them to their cases. So they sent the first one, and then that was that. I was just like, okay, because I'm still sitting there. And they're like, we'll be back with another announcement shortly. This shortly was actually like an hour again. So I was already there for like 2 hours. And what else happened? Oh, so then what happened was, okay, they were like, we're going to take another survey for different people. So then they did that. And then once I did that survey, they let another group of people go, and they're like, we'll be back with another break. And I was already there for 3 hours now, doing nothing. And so around 11:42 is when they finally called my group, and we went to the second floor to the first courtroom. And when we went there, we just stood in front of the door, and I wasn't hungry, but I was like a little hungry, if that makes sense. And I went to the restroom before we go in because I don't know how long it's gonna be, and I didn't know when lunch was. So I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna go to the restroom, that's it. So I went to the restroom, and I was like, okay, you know, come out. And then they start telling us to go in. As soon as I went in, I was number 4, which is weird because I'm usually the last one because my last name is with the Z. So I was the 4th one, and the 4th seat was in the front, like near the box area where the people sit. Like I'll put an image right here. So I was sitting where the circle is, but in an actual chair right there in front of the box where I mentioned. Okay, and so I sat there, and when I was sitting there, my stomach growled a little, and it was quiet, and I was just like, oh my god, like,
oh my god,
like, it's only gonna get louder. Like if you know your stomach, it's gonna continue to get louder and louder and louder and louder. I was just like, so then I asked the guy, I was like, can I go to the restroom real quickly? He's like, let me ask my clerk. And I'm like, what? Why do we have to ask 2 people? Just let me go. And then that's when she's like, can you make it fast? I'm like, oh yes, I can make it fast, because I didn't have to go to the restroom. I just needed to eat like some M&M's. So I went in there fast, and I like shoved 4 down my mouth fast, and I was chewing fast. And then I went back in, and like I drank water, and then my stomach didn't growl. And I was like, oh, thank God I did that, because like I would not have made it. So then they did kind of like an introduction of like ourselves, and there was like 44 people I think in there, but it's all 6 feet apart, guys, don't worry. And you had to basically just state your occupation, your relationship status, I guess. If you are married, you have to say like your significant other's occupation as well. If you have kids, you have to say what they do and how old they were. You have to say if you knew someone that was in law, like works with the law or whatever. And then what else? Oh, and if you have ever done jury duty or were summoned to do it. And that was it. And then I just told mine, and they went around the room. And literally after that, they're like, okay, I think it's time for lunch. I'm like, okay. So we went to lunch, and I had an egg salad sandwich. There was literally nothing good. And like, I was just like, okay, I guess this will have to do. And then I got like a chocolate chip cookie. But because I got braces now, in case you haven't seen or noticed, it was kind of hard to eat both. So I kind of didn't really eat. And, oh, by the way, lunch was 2 hours. I don't know if that's always or what, but it was 2 hours when I went, like 2 hours and 30 minutes. And I was just like, this is an awesome lunch. Like, I wish I had this for work. And, what's it called? I ate by myself, loner, and I didn't want to just sit there in the lunchroom for another hour and 30 minutes because I finished in like 30 minutes. Well, I didn't even finish it. Like I'm telling you, it was so hard to eat it, so I didn't really eat. So I was just like, I'm just gonna go wait. We're in front of my court, and I was the only one right there. And then now I will play the clips I filmed for you. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you don't already, make sure you're subscribed, turn on post notifications, that way you get notified every time I post a new video. So I'm currently at jury duty, and it's really weird. Like, I don't know, experience. It feels like almost like I'm at law school or college. I mean, I don't know what those feel like, but it kind of feels like that. Like, it's so weird. Like, I will not discuss my case because I'm not allowed to, but I will be telling you guys about my experience. And yeah, so when I got here, I was super excited because I found the cafeteria. I was so excited for that, like, you guys don't even understand. I don't know what else to tell you guys other than it's just not what I expected. I mean, I see some people who come here and their case gets dismissed like right away. I've been here since 7:45 and it is currently about to be 1. And I barely got my court case about 30 minutes ago. I'll talk to you guys in a second because there are like random people walking. So now that you see my clips, I basically said the same thing I told you before, but I just wanted you to see that I did try filming for you guys. And it was just kind of hard because there was this guy that just kept walking back and forth. Like, he didn't even have lunch, I don't think. He just kept walking the whole time. I was like, dude, this guy's like gonna piss me off. Like, I can't speak. And anyway, so I just stood there until we can go back in, and then we went back in and they told us like what the case was without saying the case, because basically they try to say if you are, I don't know how to like just say the exact word, but like basically if you are the chosen one to stay, and they tell you the case, and if you answer questions, from what I could see, is if you answered questions or if you asked questions or you were denying something or you had something similar, you stayed. I didn't say anything because my case was something about like a car barely hitting, and the lady already had neck injuries, and basically we had to find out if the lady behind her had to pay for her surgeries. And I was just like, this is the most stupidest case. And this case was from 2014. I was like, dude, we are in 2020, about to be 2021, and you guys are here making me discuss this when I could be at work making that moolah. And so anyways, I didn't ask any questions. I didn't really participate because I don't drive. I don't have this experience, and I hope I never have this experience because it was kind of stupid. But yeah, so I just kind of basically stood quiet most of the time, and the guy called me, and like I didn't know what to say. Like literally I was just like you know, kind of something like that, but with words, and it was just so stupid. So moral of the story is, if you go to jury duty and you have similarities to the case that they tell you, you can ask questions, you can participate, you can do anything. But from what I visualized and what I saw and heard and everything, and how they were communicating back and forth with the judge, the attorneys, and all that, if you answer questions and participate, you are going to stay, because most of the people that did and had similar stories stayed. Because I didn't, a bunch of other people didn't, we didn't get a stay. So at the end, when they tell you whether you're going to stay or not, they tell you to leave the room. They're going to discuss something. This discussion is basically to see if they want you or not. And then you come back into the room, and the first thing they do is, if they call your name, well, at least when I went, when they called your name, you had to stand up and you were sworn in, and you had to be like, I will speak the truth, I will, all that stuff to say you're in. And then the judge was like, the rest of the people I didn't call, you are dismissed. And I was just like, by the way, let me tell you how long I was there. I was there from 7:45 to 4:32. Almost 9 hours, or I think that is 9 hours. And let me just tell you, it was the biggest waste of time. 4 hours I spent doing nothing. I didn't know if I was even going to go in. Then the next 5 hours, I basically had lunch and a break. And it was just so stupid. I feel like right away, if someone participates, they should just stay. If they have a similarity, they should stay. Simple. If you don't, then you shouldn't. It's not the case for you. It's not for you, you know? But it depends on the judge and the attorneys whether they think you should stay or not. So, yeah. So, if you do get jury duty, just know it is not a bad thing. It just wastes time. I've seen some people, and I did watch YouTube videos before, where people said they got dismissed right away. Not the case for me. I stayed the full 9 hours open to close, pretty much. So, yeah, that is my jury duty story. I hope you guys kind of understand what this was, what happened, and all this. If you do have any questions, go ahead and let me know in the comments below, and I will answer them in my next video or a future video, or I will just comment back. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Please give this video a big thumbs up and make sure you are subscribed. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.